Hello everybody and welcome to the September issue of the DevOps Mixology presentation. And here we are in our new VIP bar. So here is our new VIP bar. Delighted to show you this today. We've got two fantastic drinks for you to make today that hopefully you can follow along at home. The first is a cocktail and that is called the Security Sidecar. And the second is a mocktail, so a non-alcoholic cocktail, and that one is called the Safeguarded Swizzler. So I hope you've got all the ingredients that you need. If you don't have any ingredients you need, just improvise and try and follow along at home by adding different flavours or putting your own creative spin on what we're doing today. So the first one we're going to do today is the Security Sidecar, and that is going to end up in this coupette glass. So the Sidecar is a very famous cocktail made with brandy, and we are going to put a twist on it today by using something which is rosemary. So we're going to put a rosemary twist on this today, both in the body of the drink and in the garnishes. Because what you garnish a cocktail with really should be in the body of the drink, but you bring it to life with the garnish. Like we've said before, well, the first sip is with the eye. So if it looks good, then you think it's going to taste good. So for this one, what we're going to do is get your cocktail shaker. If you don't have a cocktail shaker, it's a sealable coffee cup, and if you don't have one of those, it's a jar and a long spoon, and we'll stir it real quick to get it cold. Right, so the base spirit for this one is brandy. So if you could put 50 ml, that's a double measure of brandy, into your shaker. Like so. And then what we're going to do is do 12.5 mils of triple sec. So triple sec is orange liqueur, or you can use any other branded type of orange liqueur if you like. So that's that one. Now, so that's the alcohol, and that's quite strong, so we need to balance that, and let's balance it off and make it sweet. So we want to put 1 teaspoon of granulated sugar. There we go, and I shall just drop that one in. And now what I'd like to do is grab a sprig of rosemary, and if you could just pick bits off the rosemary and try and break them up with your hands or your fingers to try and release some of the flavours. And then just drop them into your shaker. And straight away I can really get those strong aromas of the rosemary, especially when you break it up with your fingers, so you're releasing those aromas. What a lovely smell that is. Okay, so that is the rosemary. And then lastly I'd like you to squeeze in 2 half lemons. So squeeze a lemon, and in, and a lemon, and in. Right, so next we're going to add our ice. So if you take approximately a mug's worth of ice in there, so that's a mug's worth of ice. And then what to do is get your cocktail shaker, and we need to give this one a really hard shake. So this is a really hard shake to bring together all those flavours of brandy, of orange, of lemon, of rosemary. So cocktail shaker together and shake. The harder the shake, the more fusion of flavours we're going to get. So a good hard shake there. Now you crack this one open. We want to retain all of the ice in the shaker, and I'd like you to pour in a circle shape into the glass. Okay, so it's okay if you get a few shards of rosemary in there in the drink, makes it look quite nice. That's all good. Like so, and the aromas are just coming straight up on me already before we even garnish it. It's a lovely drink. But we're going to garnish this drink, so we're going to garnish it with a rosemary sprig. So pick another rosemary sprig, not the one that you used previously, because you want something which is beautifully presented. And what we're going to do is just place that rosemary sprig across the top of your drink, like so. And there you have a Security Sidecar which is pimped up with rosemary. But we're all about taking it a bit further, so what could you do with this drink? Well, cinnamon and rosemary surprisingly go very well together. So what you could do is you could get some cinnamon and get your lighter, and then what we're going to do is just pick up some cinnamon dust, drop it over your lighter onto the drink, and I'll do that again. You get that lovely sparkling effect, like so. Beautiful. And then if we taste this drink, we just turn it to the side. There we go. Ooh, stunning. I could drink that one all night. I love that one. Okay, and there you go. There is the first cocktail. So, the next thing we're going to do is, as always, we're going to do a mocktail. So we're going to do a non-alcoholic cocktail. And the non-alcoholic cocktail that we're going to present for you today is a safeguarded Swizzler. Okay, so with non-alcoholic cocktails, we still want ingredients that come together within the drink and the palate and excite, you know, rather than just kind of plain juice. So we need to think of things that we can use, like, for example, what could we do? Things like elderflower and things like ginger and things like vanilla are all kind of like great, like zingy, kind of zesty flavours that we can showcase through a mocktail. Also, we want to look at colours, because when you're doing mocktails, they need to look interesting. So different colour variations, colours drizzling through other flavours or layered colours are all good with mocktails. So, for the safeguarded Swizzler, this one's going to end up in a tall glass. Ooh, sorry. So a tall glass. So what we're going to do with this one, first we're going to take some mint. So just a bunch of mint. What I suggest is that you pull off about 6 mint leaves, put them in your hand once, clap, releases the flavours, and then pop them down to the bottom of your glass. And what I'd like you to do is just press them into the bottom of the glass with a long spoon, for example. And what that will do is it will release some more of the aromas, a little bit like what we did with the rosemary, inside of the drink. Now, the next thing we're going to do, slightly unusual in terms of the process, we're going to add the ice next. So next, I'd like you to add ice. And we're adding ice all the way to the top of this drink, like so. So that's ice all the way to the top. Now, the next thing we're going to do is, I mentioned ginger before as a great flavour within mocktails. So we can just grab some ginger right here. And you want to fill it about 2/3 full of ginger. Now it's going to become apparent to you like why we need to fill the ice all the way to the top of the glass. Because what we want to do is we want to pour fruit juice down on top of the ice, but we want it to like drizzle down through the drink and then drizzle down through in terms of colour. So we're going to have colour drizzling through ginger, and then you've got that mint base at the bottom. So for this one, you can take a blackberry juice, a blueberry juice, or nearly any juice, which is berry. And if you can see this, I'm just pouring really super gently, and you can see that it's lovely drizzling down all the way through the drink. Really, really beautiful in terms of the presentation. But you have to do it like really, really slowly. It's like really important to do that part slowly. And then the garnish. So like we said, we should be garnishing with something that's in the drink. So go back to your mint. Try to find a sprig which looks particularly nice. So like a sprig like this. It's got like a good sort of 6 or 7 leaves on the top of there. And then just pop that one into the top of your thing like this. And then stand it straight up in the drink so that you have this lovely mint sprig denoting an element which is within the drink. And there we have it. But how could you pimp this one up? Okay, so let's see what we could do with this one. Now, I was thinking about this. What we could do for this one, something we've not done before, you can get a martini glass. And if you get some golden honey, for example, you can like, let's say we just squeeze out this golden honey into the martini glass and put it around the sides of the glass. And we're going to use this glass as our kind of our painting palette, let's say, for what we're going to do next. Next, you take a pineapple leaf, so navigate to a pineapple, pull the leaf off the top, and there we go. Now, what we can do then is just work your way around the pineapple leaf, coating it with like lovely, lovely honey, and just pulling it out of the glass and then back in again, because what we want is we want the whole of the leaf to be like this, coated in this like lovely, lovely honey, which just smells kind of delicious. And then what you can do is then take this leaf, so leave about a third at the bottom which has not got honey on it, so that you can actually pop it in without getting honey on your fingers. And then pop that into the drink like this, and then you're now presenting a pineapple leaf which is completely covered in honey, which is a really interesting and quirky thing. And what happens is that when you go to actually take this drink, your nose reaches the glass before your mouth does, and you just get this real fusion of like mint and honey together, which is a really unusual combination, but it works so well. And obviously it looks like quite lovely there in terms of its decoration. It's certainly something unique, something a little bit Instagrammable. If you want to take it even further, you might want to revisit some of the things we used before. Edible glitter spray, for example, or putting sugar candy around the rim. So there's lots of different ways that we could pimp this one up. So there you have it. It's the safeguarded Swizzler and the security sidecar. Great. So I hope you've enjoyed this September edition of the DevOps Mixology presentation, live and direct from our VIP bar. Next month we've got something fantastically great to share with you, which is completely different, so I'm looking forward to bringing that one to life for you. But till then, I hope you enjoy these cocktails. I hope you have some great time in terms of your creativity around what you can do with these ones, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.